Welcome to Melbourne Private Apartments, the city's premier luxury waterfront accommodation right in the heart of Docklands. My name is Lana Murphy and today I'm joined by tennis superstar Denis Shapovalov. He's 23 years old from Canada and one of his country's best. After cracking the world top 10, he's back here in Melbourne for the Australian Open and a guest here at Melbourne Private Apartments. Hello, Denis.
How's it going?
Very well, thank you. Welcome. We are sitting in a beautiful room right now, having a stunning look over the water here. What's it like staying here at Melbourne Private Apartments?
Yeah, it's definitely amazing. Obviously, just alone having an apartment, you know, to cook, to kind of feel at home while you're while you're on the road is special. But of course, being here by the water, the views are spectacular, and the area in general is super nice and quiet. So it's definitely kind of the thing you're looking for before big tournaments like Australian Open.
In terms of location, how do you find it? Is it pretty easy to get to the tennis centre?
Very easy. I think it's like a 10-15 minute car ride every day. So it's super easy. I think we just go down Collins Street, you know, and then we just go over the bridge. So it's fairly straightforward, and yeah, like I said, the area here is super nice, super quiet, so it's pretty perfect.
I love that you already know the street names, you already know the route around.
Been here a couple of times, so I'm starting to get by.
In terms of Melbourne itself, what do you think your favourite thing about our city so far is?
Actually, it reminds me a lot of my home city, Toronto. It's by the water, you know, the people are super friendly, very international. It's got a little bit of everything, so it makes me feel like I'm at home whenever I'm here.
Beautiful. So you have been here a couple of times. Any favourite restaurants, coffee shops? What's your go-to when you come to our city?
Yeah, I think my favorite restaurant has to be the Italian restaurant Ciccone's. I always go and eat there. Remember last year, before every match, I was going to eat there and I was doing fairly well, so I'll try to do the same this year.
Before every match? That's interesting.
The night before, yeah.
I think all us, not me, I should not say me, but all the budding tennis stars are now going to head there and get their carb loading.
They might, but one table is definitely reserved for me, so you got to book early.
So if people want to see you, that's probably where they should go.
Probably there, yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to start working for the restaurant soon, actually.
You should get a sponsorship like Tsitsipas with his like stalactites, he's got his souvlakis. You should get like a pasta named after you or something.
Exactly, it would be great.
But we'll call it just the Shapa, not
just
the
Shapo, yeah, much easier to say.
Very good. In terms of, just back quickly to the apartments, how do you find staying in accommodation like this as opposed to, say, your standard hotel?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I think most of the times on the roads we're at hotels, small little crammed rooms, you know, so to have space, to have a kitchen, to make it feel like you're at home is special for, I think, for any player, especially for me. I don't like traveling so much, so I always try to look for that feeling of being at home, you know. So especially when it's such a long tournament like Australian Open, you're here probably for 2-3 weeks at a time, you know. So you want to kind of feel like you're living in an area, you know. You're not just coming back to a crammed little space. So it's definitely awesome.
Have you had a chance to use any of the pool or the gym or the spa or anything like that?
Most of my workouts and everything I'll do on site, but I have checked out the pool, the gym. It's very nice and easy to do your workouts and go for a swim in. Yeah, definitely very like high class and ready to go.
Up to your standards.
Definitely, for sure.
How excited are you for this year's Australian Open? How do you think it's going to set you up for the year, I guess?
Honestly, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I played really well last year, made quarterfinals, and took me a while after that to kind of find my game, you know, throughout the season. So was the first kind of year that I had a good kind of breakthrough in Australia. The years before, I felt like I've played well, but haven't had big results. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, I've got a tough draw ahead of me, but I'm playing some great tennis. I feel really confident, and hopefully I can take it far and set up a good start for the season.
Speaking of that quarterfinal last year, it was an amazing effort against Rafa. What did you learn about yourself? What did you take out of that game? Yeah,
just grew from it. Obviously, a lot of learning experience to take from there. You know, it was great for me to fight from 2 sets down to come back. Got a little bit nervous in the 5th set there. Rafa did extremely well to stay patient and kind of close me out once he had the break in the 5th. But just a big learning experience from Australian Open, but also after, you know, how to to kind of get back into it and not let the confidence and everything slip away after a couple bad results. So was a lot to learn from last year's run.
What's your opinion on, I guess, the home crowd here? We can be quite rowdy at times. We're not quite up to Wimbledon standards, for example,
No.
especially when we've got someone like, Kyrgios playing. If that was to happen, you were to come up against an Aussie. How do you think you'd fare with the Aussies, I guess, in the background?
Honestly, for me, I love it. I think it's so much fun. Whether the crowd's with you or against you, it just it pumps me up, and I love it. I think it's what we live for, what we play for, and I do like to get into it with the crowd too, for better or worse, but obviously it's just all part of the game for me, and it's one of the big reasons why I play, and obviously I've always loved Australia. I feel like the crowds, like you said, they're electric, they're super energetic, and they're into it, so it's a lot of fun to be out there. And I remember some amazing crowds from last year, so it was definitely a lot of fun, and it's always special to play here.
You've been pretty active with the ball kids as well. I think you've always been quite, complimentary of them, and we saw recently here in Melbourne you did a little promo thing with them. Why do you care so much about the ball kids, and I guess how do they motivate you?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think the ball kids, they don't have to do what they're doing, it's just kind of a privilege for players to have them, and obviously, first and foremost, we're kind of like mentors to them. Obviously, they're all looking up to us, so I think it's important how we act around them and how we interact with them, because ultimately they want to grow up to also be kind of like you, like players, and they really look up to all the athletes, I think. So I think that's super important, but in general, I think for me, it's pretty cool to kind of see some younger kids looking up to you, even in the matches. You hit a shot and you look back and the kid is like stunned, it's a really cool feeling. And also just like getting balls and just seeing them kind of like almost shook a little bit or really looking up to you, for me it's really special, and to have that kind of bond during the matches and that feeling, it's special. You feel like you're doing more than just playing tennis and just playing your match, So for me, it's always really cool to interact with the ball kids. I feel like I've always done some things like I did this week, like the photo shoot with the ball kids, and yeah, I think it's just really cool to even see them around the stadiums, this week, last week. They're all now saying hi to me and getting a little bit more comfortable with me, so it's really cool.
It's awesome, and it's really good to see a tennis player with that attitude, so
yeah,
thank
definitely.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks for staying here at Melbourne Private Apartments, and good luck with the
Thank you.
Australian Open.
Appreciate it. Thank you.